So we're here with Andrei and Ovidiu from EANA,
Hi guys.
Hi.
and we want to know a bit more about their last two releases, which were both EPs, and they're far from their usual style, to say the least. So, what went into the making of the M.L.R video?
Okay, so we start with M.L.R. I think Ovidiu can talk more about this one.
Yeah, basically we had no idea. We were in the studio and we were like, let's do a video. Do we have any ideas? No, we don't. And it's all improvised as much as possible. And we just went along with it. It's funny because we were shooting some kind of behind the scenes video and it almost looks like a video inside the video because everybody's dancing in the back and stuff like that. So it was just a good time.
But everybody's already costumed in there. It seems like you had a lot of ideas.
Oh, the costumes. Yeah, the costumes were like each of us considered to bring whatever they want. There were no rules.
Yeah, we didn't go with no ideas, but we went with separated ideas without a coherent plan, let's say. We just had some ideas here and there and we were like, oh, let's see what comes out of it.
Okay, so you had Ovidiu with the Lidl shoes.
Yeah, that's part of my outfit. Yeah.
I've been trying to get one of those for a while.
Yeah, they were the last ones. When I got them, they were the last ones. And I actually, when I went to buy them, a guy tried to convince me to sell them. You know, when you have to pay, it was like, no, don't take them. They are the last ones. Give them to me. And I was like, what, are they even your size? No, but just give them to me. And I didn't. And now they're in the video. So, yeah.
Well, it was all worth it.
All worth it, yeah.
Well, maybe you can sell them now. I bet it would sell more than what you sold with the music.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they're like the new crypto.
I only invest in Lidl shoes. Okay. And you have a guest in that video, which was a bit surprising considering his name. So I didn't know anything about him prior to this, and I follow Andrei on Facebook, and prior to this, you had like a photo with two instrumentists from someone's band, also someone playing in that similar style, and I was thinking, oh, they actually collaborated with someone, but it turns out that he's like from a metal band, right?
Exactly. There's no connection between the photo you mentioned and the guy himself. He's just a very good friend of ours, and as you said, he used to play in a metal band. So he is very good in this style that we approached on M.L.R, but he doesn't really have such a background. But we made it look like he has.
Well,
That's
yeah,
why
you
we even
fooled me at
choose
first.
to. Yeah, that's why we even chose to write his name in the title, like Bogdan de la Vâlcea, so it sounds more, more in that style, more shocking, let's say.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we made him a character, basically.
Yeah, it was shocking to a lot of people, I can guess.
Yeah, but he's a very talented musician, so we felt it was worth it.
Yeah, but now it kind of begs the question: is that those two people that you took a picture with, you also posted a video of them playing, and they're clearly very, very talented. So I was kind of expecting what would it sound like if you actually collaborated more thoroughly with someone playing musical Otareasco or something.
I would have loved to. The guys you mentioned are musicians from Tarafu Ionica Minune. Ionica Minune is one of the best accordionists in Romania. So that weekend I went to actually two Lăutărească concerts, Ionica Minune and also Marian Mexicano, and both of them are Jesus, they are amazing. And how can I put it? They are way too big for something like an EANA collaboration. I mean, I think they make I don't want to talk shit, but they might make thousands of euros per show per night.
Hmm.
Even though their shows are quite different, they mostly play weddings and stuff like that. But
Hmm. Yeah,
this
it's
this
part of the
industry in
culture.
Romania is booming, and they are legends in this
Hmm.
area, in this kind of music. Everybody
But
knows them.
but who knows? Perhaps in the future.
It would be really amazing.
Yeah, so like it's obvious that you're not going to be able to collaborate with Sandu Chorbor, Florin Salam, but
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah,
I'd love to. I'd
everything's
love to see
possible,
that,
isn't
but
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
like these guys are absolutely like they kind of seem like unreachable in a way.
Yeah.
So I think making business with them would, unless you're like Florin Salam did that song with Goran Bregovic, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe something like that.
Who knows?
Mm. And this song and its video did rustle some jimmies, it seems. There were people accusing you of ruining the rock industry, but I'm not really sure how much of this is actually just people being actually mad at you for doing that, or drama being inflated, so it seems like the song is more controversial than it is.
Yeah, it basically we sort of have seen it coming because
Yeah, but
we know how people
obviously,
react. Yeah,
there was someone going to be upset about it.
yeah, but in the end, we don't really agree with most of the things they say, so we don't take them to heart. We usually just laugh,
Mhm.
and we're fine. But it's funny that they would go and say that you ruined something, and they don't know anything about our discography. They know 3 songs from Yana, and they're like, "Oh, they just ruined it."
I don't know. Seems like there were some of those people who are like massive Vanna fans who longed for you going back to those folk metal days.
Yeah, there were a couple of those as well.
Well, yeah, you
You
can
can't
expect that.
please everybody.
So I think like there are quite a few music styles that are not metal that you they're kind of like anathema for. You cannot do anything manele, you cannot do anything reggaeton, and you cannot do anything trap.
Yeah, it's the cursed beats and the
Mm,
cursed sounds, and
mm.
basically we even the name of the video is the cursed naming of a video with an emoji saying an X. That probably bothered more people than it should. It's just a pixel, and it still annoys people because this is where we are now.
Mm. So like before this, you did another EP, which is music that's completely out of your style, but it didn't bother people, mostly because nobody listened to it.
Yeah, yeah. People were kind of surprised by it, but of course it didn't boom because it wasn't. You see exactly what the video is talking about. It wasn't.
Annoying people. It wasn't
I wouldn't want
controversial.
to say offensive because it doesn't make sense to be offended by a sequence of musical notes, but
Mm,
it seems it happens.
mm.
So
I don't think people offended by you doing malere are offended by the sounds themselves.
they are by that
They're
as well, from
offended
what
by
I've
what
seen.
they represent.
No, I think that it's just that a lot of people over time have started acknowledging that they listen to this kind of music, and this was just the a spark to the flame, you know.
Mm,
Because we released it, everybody started talking about this, and someone said, "No, you can't do that kind of music. That's terrible." And X6's racist comments, and then some were like, "Why not?" Because this is music in the end.
Yeah, if you look closely at our lyrics, even on this new EP on M.L.R, you don't see us associating, uh, okay, let's say singing about stuff like cars and money and enemies and I don't know what.
yeah. So
So you
a lot
can
of
make cultural
the
associations only to some extent, but it's just music after all. And same with Fascinathanatango. It's just something different, something that we wanted to do. Because the whole thing started as follows. We released, I think, 6 songs last year, 6 singles or something like that.
yeah, so
Oh.
stuff
Uh,
that's not yet on an album. but
Yeah, not yet, but it's in
but
progress.
they're clearly in your usual folk metal style,
To
more or less.
some
More or
extent,
less. So
yeah,
they're not
more
really
or
the kind
less.
of thing that would be a detour like these two EPs were.
Of course, but where I was going is that during that time, our creativity and our songs piled up one after the other, and we were like, oh shit, we have so many songs, we have so many ideas, we want to do so much, we are never going to do it. And we still feel that, but we said, okay, let's do the following. Let's release some EPs under the name of Anna, even if it deviates from what we normally do. After all, it's our band, we can do whatever the fuck we want. And as long as everybody in the band agrees, let's do this. So yeah, I just gave a small spoiler because this is not the end. Who
Obviously,
knows what's next? So basically,
I
this is the,
I
let's
don't
say, the
yet,
bigger
but
picture.
I can already kind of guess,
Yeah,
or
can
at
you?
least not guess, but hope.
Okay, I'm curious.
So
Yeah, you'll never know what'll hit you. Like M.L.R did, like the tangos did. And to come back to those lyrics things, people assume that only this kind of genre has lyrics about cars and women and enemies, but rap and rock have
Yeah,
the same things.
mhm.
But
so
it's better if somebody else sings about them. It's better.
mm.
It's
so
smarter somehow.
yeah. So what I see is that a lot of people like look at both hip hop and manele kind of through the same lens of this is music just about crime, just about bragging. Uh, a lot of the manele music that I listen to, like obviously it has a bit of those, but most of manele songs are about love
yeah,
or about surviving against discrimination, which is also a thing in hip hop music. So when Ariana Grande did that song that was inspired by hip hop, Two Rings, it was about wealth and so on. It doesn't really ring that true, the same vibe that hip hop song would, because it's not struggle against adversity. It's just bragging about money. So there's a lot in this in hip hop and manele that's similar. But you also have like talking about cars in glam metal and so on. Nobody really gives a
Yeah,
shit about glam metal uh, being sexist and uncultured and whatever, but they do care if it's the music that's seen as uncultured.
it's a bit. We're like searching for issues to hate it.
Hmm.
Because that's the thing. We're not searching for issues to hate rock and metal.
No, 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 no. No, nobody's gonna be bothered by ACDC singing "Let Me Put My Love in You."
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So when people were offended by M.L.R, they weren't offended by the sounds on it. They were offended by what it represents, and what it represents to them is this what they perceive as unculture.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
though, again, we didn't even have such lyrics, but
but even if
nevertheless,
even
even
if
if we
we
Well,
had, your
yeah
arguments are still valid. Yeah,
yeah, you were clearly inspired by that culture. Like
yeah
you were clearly appealing to that
of
very
course,
same
of course.
aesthetic of.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
But
But
the thing is, we used to talk with a lot of musicians and people from here. And they were like, "What kind of music do you listen to?" And whenever we said that we listen to something which is Lotarasco or Manele or something, they were like, "How can you? How can you do that? That's not music. That's not." And even if we said as a joke that we would play this kind of music, it would always be like, "No, no, you can't do that. That's illegal. That's
Mhm.
banned. That's."
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
anathema.
stupid. Yeah, and it's funny because I've seen a lot of comments that we've sold out. That, but to my point of view, doing the same album for 20 years is actually selling out because you have an audience already, and you just give them what they want for the same money. You have no risk. That's not selling out. Risking is never and will never be selling out. Even if you make a pop album tomorrow, for example, that's not selling out because you're going to fight an entire new industry.
Yeah, and it's quite weird to people talking about this not being music when it obviously clearly is.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not music, please pick up the accordion and show me how it's done. It must be easy, right? If it's not music.
No, even music that is easy to make.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, of course, but just for the
like
sake of argument.
all of those borderline music genres like noise or ambient or whatever, maybe you can make a case for them that is this really music? But like everything about this, everything about Manele and Lotareasca is clearly music,
Of course.
clearly done with musical intent, and there's only I don't know, I don't say hate, but prejudice that's
Prejudice. Yeah, that's
causing
the
us
word.
to call it not music.
And I think it's also ignorance because if you listen to the lines that they play, the instrumentals are very, very complicated. And
Mhm.
it's not like you pick up a guitar and you play open strings and it's the same thing, the same level of knowledge on the instrument. They are playing for years and they improvise a lot of things during shows. And that's skill. You can't be a musician and start saying that's not music because you don't like it.
Mhm. Yeah, like they're the same crowd that or similar to that crowd that says that electronic music is just pushing buttons, or hip hop is not music
Yeah.
because it only has rhythm and no melody or whatever. So you will always find these, or metal is not music because it's noise.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, it's all the
screaming.
same. But I think you don't have to make a case for this to try to defend these genres. Just let the man not enjoy it and go on with your life, because there are enough people who do enjoy it, and I guess that's what
Yeah,
counts.
but I think there was a bit of a social consciousness shift regarding Manele in the last 10 years, where they moved from the culture being saying that this is not culture, this is bad, this is not music, this is bad, to kind of now most of the culture seems to be okay, this is good party music, this is actually enjoyable, uh, even if they're listening to it ironically, for example.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah,
seems like it would have been inconceivable 10 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that shift as well.
Mhm.
So
And people saying like you hate Manele, but when you're drunk at a party, you're te rupi.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For example, I don't listen to Manele. I don't really like them, but there's no reason to hate, is it?
Mhm. Yeah,
I do listen
you
to
can
them.
you can appreciate that they occupy a certain space that's necessary for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're really great party music, and it's fun in a very I don't know how should I say it, in a very common way. Uh, like you can have fun with anybody to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it doesn't require much attention. It's not
Mm,
complicated. It's easy
mhm.
to get the
Yeah,
feel of
and
it.
it's very direct.
Yeah.
yeah,
Which is why it's basically why they say that when you get drunk, you're going to break yourself to it, because it's very direct and and not simplistic.
Oh, but it's easy to
Yeah,
vibe to.
yeah, it's very easy to vibe to it. This is why whenever we were at the dorm room, we were meeting new people. So somebody was calling some new friends and whatever. This was the easiest music to play,
Hmm.
because it was
yeah,
yeah. Sometimes you would have those, oh, it's not really music, but most of the time it was really accentuating that the drunken vibe. So it what which is why it blends so well with folk metal music, because it's also very drunken music. Like
yeah,
half the
Fair
folk metal
enough.
songs, for example, Korpiklani, are about being drunk.
Fair enough.
yeah. But those, for some people, those are smarter lyrics than some
Yeah,
manele.
mhm.
So yeah, it's just the way you see it, I guess.
Yeah,
The way you're, let's say, raised by society after all,
Yeah,
because
we were talking about this. It's funny that from a foreign point of view, they they don't hate it as much. I mean,
I
I
think we
I
had
don't see.
0 bad comments from outside Romania.
Yeah, I was
There
I
were
was actually yeah.
no cursing, no swear words, no nothing. No, you ruined yourself. It was
But
just,
lots,
oh,
but
we
lots
love
of
this.
people buying the EP.
Yeah,
Uh, because I was reading about Nikolai Gutze and how his early music was very, very well received in France
Mm-hmm. Okay.
because they saw it as something exotic.
Yeah,
Okay, this is
exactly.
yeah, this is kind of folkish music, turbo folkish music from Romania. It's exotic. It's interesting.
I think we would react the same to something that we have no idea what it is, and
Mhm.
maybe locally they have the same, like you said, prejudices
Yeah,
or anything.
you would listen to Serbian turbo folk. I bet a lot of Serbian absolutely hate it, but it's you listen to
Mm-hmm.
it completely detached and it's fun.
yeah. But if you think about it, even in Romania, we don't consider our popular music, like the traditional music, to be good. Not we. I mean, we as a nation.
Hmm.
There's a lot of hate saying that it's old, but then something from outside comes and we're like, well, this is amazing, and they love our music and we love their music because you just get fed up with it after a while, I guess.
Yeah, probably. So I think actually Fascinatango is a bit more of an interesting take because obviously playing metal with manele is provocative and it's like the thing that everybody thinks about combining, but nobody actually wants to do it unless you're Rini Masalbatica.
Yeah,
But
I thought about this, and I think we perhaps are the first band that did an original metal song which has Manele vibe in it,
mhm,
which is not a cover, because yeah, there were covers before, but
hopefully
not
not
an
the last.
original song. Hopefully not the last, yeah.
But a folk doing a tango album, it's a genre that I never even thought about actually approaching. I don't think I listened to another tango album willingly
Mm-hmm.
before that.
You should.
Yeah, yeah. Now I should. I just re-listened to it and it's fantastic. So what? How did this come to be?
Well, as I said, the original idea was that of more EPs of different styles and anything. And of course, the Fascinathanatango vibe was mine because I played the accordion and I got into a really deep obsession with Astor Piazzolla, maybe the most famous bandoneon tango player. He was also kind of infamous because he pioneered this new style, the Nuevo Tango, which was, let's say, more technical, more jazzy. I think he was schooled in New York or something like that. So he had a lot of jazz influences as well. Also, if I'm not mistaken, he also took classical piano lessons in Paris, something like that. So he had all these different influences. Tango originally comes in Argentina from it's like sailors' music from when Germans and Italians and whatever emigrated to Argentina, and initially it was only played in like brothels and low society places, let's say, and
Mhm.
slowly it evolved. So again, we come to this idea of love songs that we were talking before. And what he did, he took it kind of to the next level, like let's say to a more elevated society, more refined, more pretentious even.
Mhm.
And I just fell in love with that sound. He was infamous at the time because he
Yeah, he was
didn't
bringing the
respect. He
music of
didn't.
forth.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't respect. No, 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 not that's why. It's because he didn't respect the old ways of playing tango. You know,
So
he
he
modified
was
it. He
hated more by
ruined it.
the actual tango players than the people who
Yeah,
were
yeah,
saying that.
exactly. By the exactly, and listeners, by the people that were used to the style of the last, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 years. And
Mhm.
then he took it and he made it into something new. And that was so damn inspiring. We are lucky because I think he lived until the 90s.
Mhm.
So you also get some recordings with him, with orchestras, even with guitars and drums and stuff. He was insane. You're really a genius. So yeah, I learned stuff from him. I tried to compose in the same style. Of course, I had other influences as well. I'm also a big Stravinsky fan. Now I'm just trying to kind of say what influenced me in writing these songs. Also, here and there, you can see that I love listening to mathcore, to the Dillinger Escape Plan, and stuff like that. So again, I tried to go even further. Of course, I don't have all these tens of years of tango experience that he had, but I felt like really doing this, even though I knew it was kind of pointless from I don't know, popularity standpoint,
Yeah,
because
well, it truly seemed like the opposite of selling out.
exactly. But it's something
Just
I
doing
really felt.
absolutely what you want to do with the song.
Exactly. I think that's one of our core values, I guess. Sticking to the music we want to make.
Mm. And did you actually get any reception from people who actually listen to tango music about it?
Yeah, those who
Other
did.
than people who are already Ayana fans?
Good question. Good question. I don't think we got new fans with Fascinathanatango. Maybe we did and I forgot, but of course it had such a small, let's say,
Impact.
audience impact. Yeah, that it didn't really count.
Mm.
Yeah, we're living in an era in which hate goes around and appreciation doesn't, I guess.
Exactly. We noticed that people are much more prone to leaving a mean comment, to speaking out their mind if they don't like something, as
Yeah.
opposed to if they do.
Well, we have a problem in our society at the moment. I think that most of us we like to appreciate things in silence, while we love to scream when we hate it.
Well, yeah. I mean, for example, I listen to a lot of music, and this year released this year, I like 200 albums, and I really dislike like two albums. So if I send you right now, these are two albums I hate, and these are 200 albums that I love, which one do you think is going to get more attention?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where did you leave a comment? Where did you say, "Hey, I don't like this," or "Hey, I love this," or
Well, on the review of that album,
uh-huh, on the bad ones?
these are the bad ones. The good
Uh-huh.
ones I reviewed myself.
Ah, okay.
I see.
Got it. Well,
Mm.
yeah, then you're different than most of the people because you did review those albums. You did invest time in them. Even you did invest a lot of time if you reviewed them. But even investing like 10 seconds to say, "Hey, I like this song,"
Mm.
it
And like,
often doesn't happen.
what's interesting about Hey, I like this song?
It's not about interesting. It's just that
Maybe it's not to you. Maybe the
Yeah, yeah.
artist receiving it is like,
Obviously, if I
yeah,
made the song, I'd like to see that. But
exactly.
but it's not just that. You have to realize that whatever you do, it sort of affects the people that see it. And if all they see is hate, they're going to consider it's sort of a hate zone. We,
I mean,
uh,
of course,
the
you don't have.
internet changed
Sorry.
from being don't say anything you have if you don't have anything nice to say to don't say anything if you don't have anything bad to say. That's the new internet. So
Yeah, on
yeah.
the other hand, you don't have any obligation to say something nice, of course, as a listener. You have the right
No,
to
no,
just
just
enjoy the music. But yeah, I try to make a conscious effort, especially when I really love a new album or something. I just leave a comment. I tell the guys, dude, this is amazing. It
yeah,
means so much to some people.
mhm. Yeah, even if it doesn't seem like it.
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay. So now, you also mentioned that you have a lot more planned for the future. So those songs that you've released, that weren't part of these two EPs, so these will be part of a new album, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually. Okay. And are there any plans or predictions on when that's going to come out?
We wouldn't want to rush, but definitely next year sometime.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Next
Okay,
year.
so it's not something that's finished yet.
Not quite, no.
No.
Hmm.
We still
Okay.
have a few songs that need to get finished.
Okay. Okay. And they also have some EPs planned that continue these detours.
Yeah, but only, let's say, the general shape, so not that in detail yet.
Mm,
Yeah, we usually start from a concept and then
Mm-hmm.
over time songs appear out of nowhere.
yeah, maybe it sticks, maybe it doesn't. Maybe there's some concepts that you can't just make a full EP out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're also, especially Andrei, is part of a lot of bands now, which is why
Yeah.
he's all over the place and he's so busy.
I am.
Uh, you collaborating a lot lately with Deus Corpus, with Daniel Nyagoe.
Yeah.
How did that come to be?
Well, let's see. We first met at the Clouds debut at Dark Bombastic Evening.
Mhm.
Uh, I didn't know shit about Clouds. My girlfriend was a huge Clouds fan. I was like, "Oh, what's this band?" And she showed me, and I was like, "Wow, really nice. Let's go see them." We were going to Dark Bombastic Evening anyway. I know.
I
I
think
remember.
that
I
was their first
was.
show, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was
I
there.
I was excited, but I was way more excited about seeing Der Vega in der Freiheit at that point. That's what I remember. But I really liked the concert. We went to Daniel after the show, said, "Hey man, nice show, la la la." We had a few drinks, got to talk, and my first show with them was, I don't know, actually we released a song. They released a song featuring me. Uh,
Mhm. I think it was right after the next album.
yeah,
You
the
were
next
on one
album,
of the songs.
exactly. Exactly. Me and Natalie from Shape of Despair. And we actually premiered that song live in 2017, first time I played with them in London. And from there on, we kept occasionally collaborating. We clicked, and eventually I joined the band full time. And then we also formed Dios this year.
Which is like another kind of clouds, but
No,
a bit it's
no, it's atmospheric folk black metal something, I guess.
I
I'm
don't know.
not good with
I only
genres.
listened to it once.
But it's not clouds. It's not funeral doom.
Mm,
It's not doom at all.
yeah, kind of.
Still
Maybe
sad, yeah.
maybe I should listen to it. Yeah, it's kind of sad. So my experience with his music now is that I really loved Cloud's first album, but he made like 6 Clouds albums in 5 years, and now each one is like, oh, there's another one. Okay, I'll give it the courtesy listen. I'm mostly excited about who's going to guest on it.
Uh-huh.
I know this one has Antimatter's Mick Moss and Aaron from My Dang Bride.
Yep.
So that's interesting. I did
That's a
honestly
lovely
give it.
milestone.
Yeah, it is. It is. So yeah, I was mostly excited about those 2 songs when I listened to it.
Hmm.
So yeah, now you formed Dius, so which also felt like another band, and he's talking about reactivating Eye of Solitude.
Hmm. Yeah, I think you mentioned something. Yeah,
Mm,
well, he also has tons of projects,
yeah,
just
yeah,
like I do, and
he was in a lot of bands too.
yeah,
You have a lot of solo projects too.
yeah.
You have
Also a lot of collaborations and
mm,
stuff.
yeah. I think we also reviewed one of your avant-garde something albums. I don't really remember the project name. It's not Solomon, it's the
Uh,
other one.
Shades of Sharimrat, the
No,
really
the
old
other
one.
one.
Oh.
The
Now I'm
Locrian thing.
Locrian poem, that doom
yeah, that one,
avant-garde
that one.
thingy. Yeah.
We only have like about 10 projects, so we didn't have a lot to go through.
Yeah.
Well, comparatively,
Sometimes I forget about them.
yeah, I can see that.
Sorry.
Comparatively, I don't think Ovi is part of any projects that you're not part of,
Oh, I
right?
am. I'm part of my own project.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
you also released an album.
Can I join?
yeah.
Can I
No,
join Ovidiu Ban?
no. We also have another band. You forgot about Prometeic, the post-rock
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, yeah. You also, this is why I was mentioning because this is a band that you had together.
There's also
You
Prahod.
Yeah, there's also
Yeah.
Prohod that I was gonna ask about. You were also having a gent side project with my backyard telescope. I don't think that's
Yeah.
a thing anymore.
Okay, I forgot about that one as well.
Yeah, I forgot about that one as well. Yeah.
I remember. Don't worry.
We just had 2 songs, I think.
Yeah, that's enough. That's another project. Okay, two
That's
songs
the
is enough.
entire gent industry in one. We've done all the zeros. It's done.
Okay, but you did release a new song with Prohod.
Yeah,
We
we did.
released more than one, actually.
Yeah, but I think this year we just released one. I don't know when we released the songs. But yeah, basically we revived the band in 2018 or 19. And
Why?
we uh, the other guitarist wrote to us and was like, "Hey guys, do you want to try to do something again?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure, of course, but it's not on the top of the priority list with so much stuff going on. So from time to time, when you get the time,
Well, he should have known
we
better before asking a man with 10 projects.
yeah, I made it clear to him from the start, man. I hope you know what you're getting into. I'm not gonna have a lot of time, probably Ovidiu either, but if you're okay with that, sure, let's see what we can do."
Mm. And so I suppose that's also no. Right now, it's not on your priority list too.
It's really hard to prioritize.
Mm.
I'm not even sure about, let's say, my personal
Priority number one: making manele metal.
yeah, yeah, my personal system, let's say, because the fairest would be first come, first served. For example, the first one who books a show on that date, that's the band I go with. But
Mm.
yeah, it's sometimes it's hard to stick to that. So I'm still figuring out my life, I guess.
Yeah. So, for example, you're booking some recording time with Prohod, and then suddenly Dirty Shirts come and they say, "Hey, we need you on this
Yeah,
tour."
yeah, probably Prohod is gonna wait.
Yeah. So, how do you? Uh, how much free time do you have?
I don't. I do, of course. I force it into my life because otherwise I would go insane. I I write down my tasks, so I have like a Word document open on my screen at all time, and I'm like, okay, today I'm gonna do a couple of those. I could do all of them in one day, but I would go insane, and I just keep some for later if it's not that important. Because I was just talking to a video before the call. It's so easy to effectively break down and stop doing anything because we live in this age of so much happening so fast. And yeah,
Yeah, I think that on top of what you said that we are doing with the music and we have so many detour EPs and projects and whatever, you forgot that we have jobs.
yeah,
We, yeah, every day like a
full-time
normal
Mean
jobs,
to
person.
tell me
not
that
Yeah,
you're not
music
making
related.
enough money from music?
Shocker, isn't it?
shock. Yeah,
I actually have 2 jobs.
And none of them involve making music.
Nope.
yeah. So
Maybe, maybe
imagine the fun of it.
you should take a hint and start playing at weddings.
Yeah, we
Why
would
not?
if people
Why
want
not?
us to.
Actually,
Okay,
I don't really understand how is that different from a concert anyway. So
different
It's
crowd
not. It's
maybe.
a harder concert because you play for longer.
It's a harder concert also because when you're playing a Anna show, you're playing to people who want to come and see Anna. When
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
playing at a wedding, you're playing to the wedding guests.
yeah.
yeah. And it depends. You can like have an
Mm.
understanding with the bride and groom that okay guys, but we just play these kind of songs or whatever. So because I've heard of weddings that have 2 or 3 or 4 bands with different
Settled.
set lists, exactly, because some of them play this kind of music, others also play covers, and if somebody comes and says, hey, play that, they instantly do it.
Mm.
So yeah, it's also a thing of what you expect and what you can offer. But yeah, wedding bands are much more proficient than metal bands.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of friends playing weddings and they have to learn like 50, 60, 70 songs. and
Yeah, especially
play
because they're
4 hours in a row.
mm,
Jeez.
you have to play songs that the crowd knows. You
Yeah,
can, nobody at the wedding is going to be excited about, hey, here's our new song.
yeah, exactly. Here's a new song,
From
17
our,
minutes epic
yeah,
black metal something.
Yeah. So now shows are starting to happen again.
not in
Yes
Romania.
and no.
Yes and no, yes and no. I've been to a few shows this year,
Yeah, me
and
too.
you've played a couple of shows this year.
hmm We were supposed to play one more next
Yeah,
week,
next week, yeah.
but
Yeah, winters are not looking good.
not at all.
So it seems like it's kind of a repeating pattern where summers are going to be a bit more free. You kind of almost forget that the pandemic is happening, and then winter is going to be all shitty.
I beg to differ. There's a big difference. If you look at the whole world,
Uh,
everybody else is going further. They almost
Yeah, well,
escaped it.
I'm talking about Romania here.
We are back at
I
square
don't
zero.
I yeah we're
Oh,
back
there's
at
a pandemic.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh,
well, yeah, it seems like the rest of the world almost got away.
Yeah, I mean,
Almost.
I'm having a show next week in the Netherlands with Clouds. No, in 2 weeks. In Romania, no chance. We were supposed to play uh, with Anna. We could have booked the show, but I think,
You'd have been at a loss probably
yeah,
because
exactly. We would have had like 50 people. People are already afraid, even if they are vaccinated. We are vaccinated, and we start seeing shitty stuff. And yeah, I don't want to go into this whole polemic about what's true and what's not. Just fucking take care, and it's
mm,
easier for everyone.
no, I somehow enjoyed this pandemic because everybody was keeping away from me because of
Yeah,
social
that was
distancing.
cool. That was so cool.
I could wear a mask in public, which I think I'm going to keep wearing it even after.
Yeah, I think the Japanese are smarter than us by doing that anyway, and other Asian countries.
Mm,
Okay, they have it worse. They have the air pollution way worse, but still.
yeah, they have a reason to do it. But yes, there were some parts of the pandemic that I enjoyed,
Hmm?
and I'm sure it was absolutely shitty for everyone else.
No, I think there are other people who think like you, including myself, for example.
Mm, yeah. So hopefully next year we might have some shows again in Romania.
That would be
yeah.
awesome.
I'm waiting for my tickets to not get delayed again.
Yeah. We were actually planning on playing, if we would have done the show of actually playing M.L.R live for the first time. So yeah, that would have been a thing. And Bogdan de la Vâlcea would have been there as well.
That would have been fantastic.
Yeah.
But maybe next year.
Yeah. Next.
Hopefully.
Hopefully next year. Yeah.
Okay. So that's about it. Do you have anything else to add?
Yeah. Go listen to our brand new EP called M.L.R or whatever you want to name it.
Yeah, exactly. Listen to
Uh,
our new song.
hit
Share it with your friends. Share it with your enemies.
Share it with your
Start fights
enemies.
on the
Yeah,
internet about us.
exactly.
Ovidiu did
Don't
mention that
wreck cows.
we should no longer try to make our country like outside. We should make outside like our country.
Yeah.
Let
Just be
everybody else know how
yourself.
shitty it is.
Come on, there are good parts as well. Hard to find, but there are.
Yeah, some people.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's about it, I guess. Listen to what you love, support your favorite artists, all that stuff. Try
Yeah.
not to go insane.
Try to have some fun. Don't start hating on anything, on everything actually. I think if I learned something from this pandemic is that we had so many beautiful things before, and we ignored them, and now we wish they were back. And this is a cycle for humans. So I don't know. Try to have some fun. Don't go around hating every day. Everyone like I do.
Bold of you to assume people will learn anything from this pandemic.
Sorry, didn't get that.
Bold of you to assume people will learn anything from this pandemic.
At least some will. I hope.
I've learned that we have blood from our ancient nation which cures us from the virus instantly. Did you know that before? No. We've learned that now.
Oh, we are not the only ones who think like that. Right now I'm reading that book, 7 Years in Tibet, and they were thinking kind of the same. But they do have an excuse that this book was written like in the 50s or something, and their society was back a few hundred of years because they live so high and everything. So that's not really an excuse for Romania, but yeah, I'm trying.
We're a couple of hundred years behind too.
Yeah, but we don't have the geographical excuse.
Okay, I'll stop recording. Otherwise, we'll keep talking about how we should listen to your EP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
listen to our EP.
listen to it.